Expense, push, don't push, push, don't push. You can do it. I believe in you. Even if I'm going to die today, then I better not go to hellfire. Lucky at some point, I was even considering CS. I was in severe pain. I couldn't believe my eyes. My husband held my hand, but still my water did not break. So the lady had to, hey, God. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm really excited to be filming this video, and one of the reasons why I'm actually very excited today is because I'm filming with natural lighting. Guys, as much as we all preach about film with natural lighting, I'm not just one to do that. I like the old artificial lighting, you know, it just makes it look very good, but this is giving. I love it. Okay, so basically I'm just going to talk to you guys. I'm just going to give you like a live update slash my third trimester, everything that happened, and what is it I want to talk about again? My birth story. I've actually filmed a birth story with my friend, but that video was nothing to write home about. That is what we are going to be doing. So let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Adishola. I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start from priming my face. This is the Milk Hydro Grey Primer. I love this. Okay, so what should I start from? Life updates, third trimester. Okay, let's just take it from the third trimester because I don't know if I'm talking too fast, but I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, the third trimester basically was when I was setting this place up. So there's really nothing much to talk about. I didn't vlog much. Every other thing that happened was me going to the hospital, checkups and everything. By the way, if you don't know, I am married. Okay, I am married, because I have some people coming to my DM say, oh, you didn't post your wedding vlog, your this vlog. Well, don't worry, you're gonna get that later, but I'm married, and my ring is in the wardrobe, is in the room. I don't know. Most times when I want to film videos, I just typically forget that I'm supposed to wear a ring. I'm not used to it, but before the end of this video, I'll try to wear it, because most of the things I want to wear that I'll use to film videos today, I have like 10 videos to shoot today. They're in my wardrobe here. I have in my studio, right? Maybe I'll do a studio tour for you guys, but I have a wardrobe here that I put the clothes that I'm supposed to use to film. So yeah. So I'm married, and my third trimester was really hectic. It was crazy. It was one of the craziest months for me. I'm not going to lie, but we scaled through. I think that's the word. So basically, the whole third trimester went, and it was all good. Actually, I was due for December 18. And by the way, my husband doesn't stay in Nigeria. He's a lecturer in South Africa. Is a doctor, like an academic doctor. So he's an academic, or what does he call himself? He's an academic, he's a lecturer in a university at South Africa, right? So yeah, and so I was due for December 18 to 20 something, right? But I gave birth December 11th. I don't know why that happened, but before then I was using this antenatal, this hospital very close to my house, but my husband doesn't like the hospital for some reason. I don't either. It looks too traditional, although they are doing really well. This foundation fell and it broke, so I'm just going to manage it. It's just too traditional for my liking, and my husband was like, nah, he doesn't like the hospital. That when it comes, I hope this mic is speaking my voice, that when it comes, we are going to look for another hospital. And I was like, okay, no problem. We can always do that when you come. So my husband was around when I first realized that I was pregnant. So we did like everything we were supposed to do. We registered for an antenatal. And the first antenatal I went to was on the island. I was still staying on the island, but that antenatal was trash. Upsilon Hospital, you guys are trash. I'm calling you out, okay? So yeah, the birth story, actually, my husband came on the 5th and he rested for like a day and started looking for hospital. We checked several hospitals. We checked from like 30,000 to 50k, 100k, 200k, even to ₦1,000,000. We went to UCH and these people were giving us a bill of ‹1,000,000, and it was not from CS, right? So it means that for them to give us, okay, they had like a range. The list was about 50k, but you would know that it was not for nothing. That 50k was just for I think for you to even register or anything, which my husband was fine with. But I was like, bruh, you can't pay that much money. Because one thing I noticed from all of the hospital we went to was that if they give you a 100k bill, just have it at the back of your mind that you probably pay like 300k. Because even the hospital I finally used, they gave us a 50k bill and we eventually paid like 125k. Okay. And it was natural delivery. I couldn't vlog. So we started from looking for several hospitals. After we did that, we checked like 4 5 hospitals, and we couldn't see the one that I liked, because I was thinking, okay, I want an aesthetic hospital so that I'll be able to vlog, and I wanted people that were understanding, so that if I even bring out my camera out, they won't say, oh no, we don't allow vlogging, blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay. Eesh. So we started looking for hospitals everywhere, and we finally settled for one that was about 2 hours from my house. Actually, I had seen that hospital online before, but because it was 2 hours, I was like, Tomoba Mumi Bai, how do I get to an hospital? How do I get to the hospital in 2 hours? You know, being the first time, I don't know, maybe the baby will catch me and I'll go into labor, blah blah blah. But my friend back out and I said I should just try out the hospital. I shouldn't just discard it like that. So I was like, okay, let's give it a trial and see what happens. So we decided to give that hospital a trial, and that was when I finally used. And I absolutely love that hospital. Best Western at Bodija Ibadan. Their staff were so nice. So while we were looking for hospital, you know, when we got to Best Western, it was a day to the 11th. It was on the 10th, right? My baby is in the sitting room and I'm not using the monitor because I broke it. So I can only rely on my inner ears. Oops. So I was like, on the 10th we were looking for the hospital and we got to Best Western. In fact, we got there very late at night. I told my husband that, okay, let's just try out Best Western because I've seen this online. Barakat recommended it, although it's 2 hours. My husband was like, but that's far. How are we going to make it if you fall into labor? Blah blah blah. But because I insisted, he had to, like, you know, a pregnant woman gets whatever she wants. Actually, whatever baby wants, baby gets. So we drove there and I kind of loved the hospital. They did the whole thing that they will put their hand inside your private parts. Actually, before then, the hospital I was using very close to my house, the doctor just came. The first time they were going to do that, the doctor just came and was like, he wants to check me, blah, 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 blah. Before I knew what was going on, his hand was already inside my private part. And I was like, bruh, you don't do, it was so freaking painful. And I was like, no way, you're not supposed to, at least you should tell me that you want to do this. That way I'm prepared and I, oh, this contour is not contouring. That way I'm prepared and I know that, okay, oh, you are about to go in. And, you know, he was like, he told me, this is, me, I was really angry that day, eh? And that day I was not even in a very good mood. So I was really angry that, nah, I don't think this. So I screamed, I said it was really painful, blah, 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 that I don't know if I can do this. At that point, I was already considering CS because, me, I was scared. I'm not even going to lie. You know, your grandmothers, when you tell them that, oh, the doctor is advising CS, my mother just went, CS, CS, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you know, because my husband he doesn't stay in Nigeria. He has not been in Nigeria for like past 10 years, right? He was used to the old Oyinbo lifestyle. He was like, if you want to do CS and you're okay with it, we can go on. But you cannot do CS without your mommy's approval. That kind of thing. But my mommy was totally against the whole idea of CS, right? When we got to the hospital, you know, when we got there on the 10th, the lady checked me. She said she wanted to check to know if I was dilated. There were so many English I was hearing when I gave birth. And I was like, okay. Even that epidural stuff, I didn't understand it until later. And I didn't have an epidural. Pardon me. So when we got to Best Western on the 10th, they just checked me and they were like, this lady is already 2 centimeters off. You are going to have to come back. And I was like, I've not even packed my bags because I wanted to film. Wanted to film, pack my hospital bags. I wanted to film a whole lot of videos, but it was just me and my sister. And God, it was not easy. I'm not even going to lie, it was not easy. So I couldn't film a lot of videos I intended on filming. Even my bridal shoot, I say bridal shoot, my photo shoot. I gave birth the day I was supposed to do the photo shoot. So that's how everything went. That's why I don't have like an actual photo shoot, baby shoot. What do they call it? Maternity shoot. Yeah, that's why I don't have an actual maternity shoot photo kind of. Well, I'm just rambling. Wait till they even they talk by alone. So yeah, fast forward to the 10th, the 11th. So it started that on the 10th. When I got there, it was around 7 p.m. So they told us to go back home. Actually said my husband should go and pack my stuff, but I wanted to pack it by myself. I don't like when people pack some certain things for me. I wanted to pack it by myself. Went back home, and then I started packing. While I was going home, and the whole contraction has started, but I think it was like 15 minutes interval, because I was timing it. Every 15 minutes I'll just go and it was not easy, guys. It was not easy. See, the whole looking back, it's just funny, and it's just something that I feel like I'm glad I went through as a woman. I don't know, I don't want to say it's something every woman should experience, but I understand that there are some people that don't want to go through that experience. They don't want to have a child, and they don't want to carry the old pregnancy. But I'm glad that I went through it. And to be honest, I think it's worth everything. Like the baby makes it worth everything. So I went home and I packed. I was still having the old 15 minutes contraction intervals until we got home, packed my stuff, and we headed back to the hospital. By the time we got to the hospital, it had reduced to like 8 to 10. And bruh, it was just pinning me. It was really, really pinning me. And I was like, this thing they pain person like that. So the following day was on Sunday, and that was when Alchemy of Soul came out. I can't even forget, because I was watching that Alchemy of Soul on my system. The contraction was there, but as at that time it was not that much. It was not much yet, so I was still able to see movies. Then because we only went to check out the hospital. I didn't tell my mom that I was going to be admitted. So up until when I was even admitted, I didn't tell my mommy. I just told my sister Zainab that I'm at the hospital, but don't tell mommy. She said okay, and I told Barakat, because Barakat is my friend and she stays in Ibadan. Okay, so I told my friend that okay, I'm in the hospital. As God would have it, I was in an hospital close to where she was. She was at her friend's place as at that time. So I was there, and then she was like, okay, she's going to bring food for me. What do I want to eat the following day? As my friend now, so she brought yam and egg is my favorite. Okay, she brought yam and egg, and we had. So on the 11th that I gave birth, I started feeling the contraction, and it was getting serious. As at that time, we had moved from like 5 to 8. After a while, the lady came and she gave me something. She said she called it, and I don't know what she called it, but that thing, after she gave me, I started feeling the contraction even more, and I was like, The good thing was I didn't scream, because I already read that even if you scream, even if you shout, it's not going to change anything. And now I think I know that I can hold my pain threshold is actually very high, because I didn't even cry, but I was in pain, but I was not screaming like I've seen people do. I was just I feel so bad that I didn't vlog, but the pain was so much that vlogging was not even an option, because see, I don't even know. It was so much. Even when I remember that I wanted to vlog, I just couldn't bring out my camera to vlog. In fact, my husband said he was going to vlog for me, but lójú contraction tó jẹ́ pé olúwa rẹ̀ ti fẹ́ kú. So that was why we couldn't vlog. So I started feeling the contraction even a lot more. Then it went from like that to like 3 to 5 minutes, every 3 to 5 minutes. It was getting really, really serious. And I was like, bro, at some point I wanted to pray because I was like, okay, even if I'm going to die today, then I better not go to hellfire. Because throughout 9 months that I carried pregnancy, I didn't pray for once. And I know it's so bad of me as a Muslim because, bruh, I really want to do better as a Muslim. But that day I was like, even if I'm going to die today, God, let me not just go to hellfire. Let me at least go to heaven. You guys, I wanted to go and pray. I wanted to go and observe my salat. The minute I stood up like this, I went back. I was like, nah, this is not going to happen. I started saying, help me. My husband was just looking like this. My friend later told me that I was saying, who sent me message? Who did it, bro? I'm so thankful to God, though, that I'm talking about it now and I'm just laughing. So the old dilation, is it dilation? The old contraction increased, and I was in severe pain. I couldn't believe my eyes, bruh. So that was how the whole thing went. The contraction started, and then after a while, they moved me to the labor room. At that point, I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. Just my sister, my husband, and Barakat. So we were all them, and it got to when time to give birth. The contraction started. Water did not pour. Water did not come out. Hey, water did not come out. Water did not come out. So actually I started having contractions early in the morning around, I think 8 o'clock. It was still all nice. It was still all good up until like 10. Then as at 10 o'clock, it started eating me really hard. When they moved me to the labor room, I was still feeling the contraction, but then it had become something else, and I was feeling it really hard. I remember telling my friend that, help me. Can't you help me? Is it that you cannot help me? Please help me. Bro, it was really, 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 really crazy. So even during the whole labor, I vomited like 4 times on the bed. At some point, I was just really tired, and I was like, God, help me. I was saying a whole lot of gibberish. I was like, God, help me. God, just help me. God, help me. Barakat, help me. Can't you? Till I gave birth, and I didn't hear one single thing from my husband. He was just there looking at me. And Barakat even told me that at some point he went out and he was like, Talo me Sheba. He even knelt down, he was praying, or whatever it is that he was doing. I don't know. But it was just one of a kind experience. So after I vomited, I was still there and my water did not break. The nurse kept checking me, or the doctor, she kept checking me at intervals, and she was like, okay, you are 2 centimeter, you are 4 centimeter, you are clinical centimeter. At some point the centimeter measurement don't tire me because they kept putting their hand inside my vagina. At some point I was not even feeling it again because I was so tired. And one thing about me is that whenever I'm extremely tired, I'll just be there and I won't be able to do anything. So I was just looking and hoping to God that, okay, this baby should just come out. Lucky at some point I was even considering CS, but the nurse kept telling me that you can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. If you cannot do it, I won't say you should do it. You can do it. And she was so supportive. She would come to my side and she would say, okay, so let's do this. Okay, do that. Almost see, just go to good hospitals. I tell you, go to very good hospitals. And another thing that I would say is that don't go to all these hospitals that they have only Yarugo Babarugbo. Because I remember the former hospital, they were saying, wa fe egun staircase pa, wa se kini kan. I didn't even go through the whole go staircase or don't go staircase. When I was going upstairs to the labor room, they literally held me by my hands, and that was the only time I climbed the staircase or thereabouts. Every other time, the other time I came downstairs was when I'd already given birth and I was going home. Trust me. Every other thing was just happened in the labor room. So in the labor room, as I was saying, when it was time, when they kept checking and I was still not dilated. Actually, I can't even remember what it was. I was still not dilated. They put me on the bed and they called my husband to hold me. So he was just holding me. He didn't even say anything. I was like, and I was telling him, babe, help me, Baraka, help me. None of them decided not to help me. I don't know why, but they should not worry. My God is bigger than them. So as at 3 o'clock, I was still going through the old pains, and I think my husband was not saying. Actually, I remember hearing my husband saying, "Is it not time yet? Kiniko, kiniko." You know those questions. Because I doubt he knew what he was supposed to say. I was just asking. He was just asking them series of questions at that point, and me, I was just there fighting for my life. So after a while, they placed me on the labor bed, and it was time to get started. My husband held my hand, but still my water did not break. So the lady had to, hey God, he had to put her hand inside my vagina and broke the water. So when they broke the water, the baby, I think they were able to see the baby hair and the baby hair, like my baby's hair. And Barakat kept saying, Spence, I can see your baby's hair. I can see your baby's hair. You can do it. You can do it. And the nurse was even saying, don't push if you don't feel like pushing. So I think the way the contraction works is that when you feel that contraction and it's paining you, that's the best time for you to push. So she would tell me, don't push if you're not feeling the contraction. Don't push. I don't want you to have a tear. Don't do this. Oh God, the nurse was so freaking sweet. Basically, I think I was feeling like I wanted to shit, but it was not shit. And he was even saying, ha, she shit no go catch me like this. She this, bro, I don't even know. So, Baraka kept saying, I can see your baby's hair. I can see your baby's hair. Spence, you can do it. At that point, I was like, okay, the baby is coming. Let me try. Spence, push. Don't push. Push. Don't push. You can do it. I believe in you. She was giving me all this motivational quote. I was like, girl, you better sit your ass down because this ain't easy. And my husband was literally holding my hand like this. Even till now, this hand is still paining me. But I think it's getting better. I'm on medications for this because my wrist hurt so badly. So yeah, and then after a while I was pushing, I was pushing. At some point I was really tired and I was just there like, hey God, I was saying so many nonsense that I can't even repeat now. After a while the baby came out, and okay, no, the baby didn't even come out on time. There was another lady that was now doing my stomach like this, so that the baby would, I don't know what she was doing, but she was doing like this. When the baby was finally going to come out, I just heard pulum. And when the pulum came out, it was literally as if I went to the toilet. You know, when you go to the toilet, and shit just come out, pulum. That was how it felt. When I heard that pulum, I knew I'd given birth, and the next thing was I started shivering, like I was like. I said, this is not funny. So I was really shivering and was wondering what was happening, but I was so cold. They had to cover me with like a wrapper, and it was like I was so cold, and my husband was literally like, well done, baby. Well done, baby. Well done, baby. See, I don't even know. Baraka would have been the best person. So I slept. Okay, even while I was delivering, I think I slept for a tiny bit. So after that, the baby came and it was really good. I think from there it was all good. Then Barakat was still there. They had already carried my baby when I was like, follow them, go and stay with the baby. I've seen so many Yoruba movies. I'm a typical Yoruba babe, so I've seen so many Nollywood movies where you will give birth and then they will change your child. Well, they didn't change my child because it typically looks like my husband. Now it even looks like me, but at first it looked like my husband. So I told her to follow them so that we can know that they are not going to exchange the baby. That was just the Yoruba side of me, right? So that went, and then they removed the placenta again. The nurse ad was literally like, God is just so grateful. The entire hand was inside my vagina, like her entire hand, and she has a bigger hand. Oh, it was inside my vagina. I was like, bruh, what? We know that okay, penis can enter, but God is just so marvelous. So I went there, I left, and then I went to the where I was before they took me to the labor room, my room, and then they took care of the baby. They had his bed for him. I think maybe they took his bed, or I don't know. They cleaned him up. They brought him, and they gave me. I had a little bit of tear, and they had to stitch me. As God will have it, I think they gave me an injection, so I didn't feel the pain even after they stitched it. So I went to the room and I was there. I was holding my baby. Oh, my that boy likes food because the first thing he wanted was food, and I was not lactating. So my husband rushed to get SMA Gold for him to eat, and that's how his mouth was. So we were there for like 2 days. They said they just wanted to observe me. I had a natural delivery, so and I had a little bit of tear, so there was nothing much like that. So I was there for like 2 days. So after that, I called my mom and I was like, "We gave birth." My mom was like, "Okay, is it natural delivery?" I was like, "Yes." She said, "Hey, most of when only share, most of when I want people you want mosheni. I want kidding." I was like, calm down." They were just trying to give me options. I mean, we're in the age where they give people options like, okay, if you want to do the old natural birth or you want to go through CS, I think if I would give birth again, I'll still attempt the old natural birth. That way, I feel like it's a lot easier because after after I left the hospital, I didn't have much things to take care of. It was just my private part that was really painful. It was paining me for a very long time. I think I stopped having the pain sometimes in February. I had a tear and I had to boil. Hey, I had two huge boil. I don't know why, but I had two huge boil. I started using ampiclos. I was on medication for a very, very long time. Come to the end of this video and I absolutely love this look. I'm not wearing any liner right now because apparently my Inglot liner is dry, okay, and my Duraline has finished. It actually remains a tiny bit, but I'm saving it for the rainy days because I want to buy another line Duraline when I go to Lagos, which is in like 2 weeks time. So yeah, this is the end of the video and I hope I was able to tell the birth story properly because I feel like Barakat would have been the best person to tell us this story, but she's writing her exams and I mean I don't think I want to keep waiting for her to finish up, so which is why I just decided to like talk about it here. So from the hospital we came home and life has been lifing. I want to try to film a meet my baby video, but that boy is always sleeping anytime I'm filming. So hopefully today, by the time I finish all my videos, by the time I finish filming all my videos, it will be up. It should be up in like an hour. So I will try to film a meet my baby video. But I already created an account for him on Instagram, and it's going to turn 4 months in a couple of days. Today I'm filming this video on 31st of March, so it's going to be 4 months on the 11th of April, and by the grace of God I'm going to try to do like a photo shoot for him. I've not done any photo shoots since he gave birth to him, and I'm going to give you the old gist in the meet my baby video. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this look. I'm still not wearing my ring. Okay, let me go get it. I'm supposed to wear a wig. This is looking good. This looks good. See, a quick hack is that if you don't have money to buy a lot of wigs, let me move closer. If you don't have money to buy a lot of wigs, and just roll your straight wigs. Yeah, there's another wig at that angle. I'm still going to roll it. I have like 2 of my wigs rolled. Okay, so by the time I loosen this, it's going to be really curly and curly. So by the time I loosen this rollers, it's going to look very, very nice. But we are going to save that for the next video, which is going to be like my I think it's supposed to be my meet my baby video, but it's sleeping, so I'm just going to proceed with the rest of my video, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Thank you very much. Okay, let me go and get my ring. Okay, so I'm back and I decided to like rub cream. That is why I'm shining. Okay, and we have our ring here. Can you see? Let me just reduce my ISO so that you can see it properly. Should we do this? Let's do 160. Okay. Focus, bro. Yeah. Where is this lens focusing on? Yeah. Okay, so we've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button down below. Also turn on post notification so you don't miss really exciting videos like this.
¿Cuánto tiempo tengo sin verte? En verdad no quiero creerte. Cuando te fuiste quedó en